Good morning and welcome once again to Daybreak Africa from our studio in Ondo State, which is the sunshine state of the nation. It's a beautiful morning. My name is Ikhonede.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to another interesting edition on Daybreak Africa on KAFTAN television. I am Joshua Atolagbe. Good morning, my namesake.
In fact, good morning. It's a very funny time in this country in the actual sense.
Everyone is foaming now.
Social media has been we all do social media now. The way this Trump matter is just escalating beyond.
Every second you're expected to see
something to eat
you
or something that is talking about it, and you are just like waiting the apples. You guys calm down. And all that, you can see the tension here, you can see the tension there, you can see the insult here and the insult there. Maybe that's why people like Atiku has not said a word about it yet. Just
probably, you know, this year Yoruba, I think says Egulani Kenyibale. Probably we don't want to respond late.
Maybe the Ebola self does not know what to say. That's another thing entirely. The elephant might not know what to say. Even the president himself has not come out to say anything, though we are seeing statements from the presidency. And over time I've learned from Buhari and Babangida recently in his book, saying that sometimes the president is not aware of some things, and sometimes the presidency takes some actions the president is not yet taking. But I know that the president for now might be doing some consultations.
But to me, I would disagree that the president is not.
He's aware. I know he's aware. He's only making consultations here, there, based on this particular matter.
Looking at the approach he's going to take to the matter on ground.
But do you agree with the statement of, let's say, the CDS, the Chief of Defense Staff, Oluyede, where he said Nigeria does not have a Christian genocide?
To me, Nigeria has, because we've seen facts, we've seen images, we've seen videos showing mass burial of Christians in especially southern Kaduna, in the Maiduguri. We've seen pictures, we've seen images, but not only Christian has been killed,
which is, I think, the point. Yeah,
Muslims have been killed, Christians have been killed. But further, though we've not seen a mass burial of Muslims, probably because they believe when you die the particular day you are buried particular, they don't wait. They don't wait. But you know, the Christian, the religion, they have to wait a bit. So it's just how it is. But they are the one giving records of giving mass burial to their worshippers.
But then let's see what really happens today, because today we'll be having an historian in the house who is going to take us into an historical perspective of this and also bring to light some things about this particular issue. So please stay with us. We'll be right back on Daybreak Africa. All right, welcome back to the show of Just Genesis, still Daybreak Africa. And yes, it's time to go straight into our discussions for today. I told us yesterday before we went on, even after we finished the program yesterday, I told us that this week is going to be more about the USA threats to Nigeria. And today we'll be analyzing some of the factors that leads to the Christian genocides and the whole matters arising, as well as a way forward on this particular matter as we speak. You know, I was even checking through some of the news reports today, some yesterday as well, where they talked about the fact that Trump was just watching a program on a popular TV station in the United States. That was where he came up with his conclusion to take the step and, you know, even talk about the fact that he could send his army to Nigeria, guns are blazing, to, you know, fight against the Christian genocide in Nigeria, and also use strong words as calling Nigeria a disgraced nation. And we've seen even the federal government respond. We've seen lots of responses. Recently, we also saw China's response too as well on this same matter. And today we'll also be looking at it exclusively. And with us in the studio is, yes, he's a doctor, PhD holder in the actual sense, he's an historian. I call him a professor because I feel he's a professor. We know he's a professor. And yes, he's a professor of history in the person of Dr. Ajisola. Omojeje, welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure meeting you also again.
Thank you,
and
sir.
It's a pleasure having you, actually. At least we are going to have an historical perspective, in-depth analysis of this
historical approach.
Yeah, historical approach to
You are
it.
just calling me professor when I've not been professor. But I will be.
Yeah, we are seeing in the view, professor in the view, in the actual sense. But now we're having this. Let's even have your own take. Many Nigerians talked about the fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu happens to be the president. Is, you know, they use strong words against that. It's only in this administration we're having such kind of threatening word from the United States based on a phenomenon that has been occurring over time, especially in his tenure. And we've seen even the CDS, the Chief of Defense Staff, come out to say there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria, of which he knows that we only have an insecurity problem. But when you heard about the pronouncement from Donald Trump and putting Nigeria as a country of particular concern, what was your take on it? How did you feel about such statements?
You see, I see Nigeria and I know Nigeria has a very good position in Africa and world politics, and world geopolitics. Then Nigeria has a very good land that has a lot of rich natural resources and that are in high demand from these Western countries. Definitely, they know the position of Nigeria, and they know that leadership, in Nigeria is beginning to change towards positive things. And when it happens like that, the country will have to stand. And when the country stands, then automatically it will put other Western nations in panic mode. So they will want to, I see it as a spasmodic movement of a dying man. They will want to see Trump want to instill fear in the mind of the giant, so that the giant can become a jelly or lily liver person. That's exactly how I see it. So it is a threat. It is a threat. But can a nation threaten the sovereignty of another sovereign nation? The answer is no. The answer is no. So that's it. It's just an empty threat. And that's why those who are highly cerebral, they are answering him, they are giving answer that no, you can't just do that. And like he did to China, he will also beg Nigeria. Because he begged China. So he will definitely beg Nigeria. So that's the way I take it.
But then, looking at it, the statement you made, like, it's an empty threat. We've seen many Nigerians come out and talk about the fact that, countries like, let's talk about Afghanistan. Let's talk about a bit of Iraq. Let's talk about some few countries that recently was even making the same threats to Mexico too, as well, to fight the drug lords in Mexico. And all that. We've seen him talk about these things, that sometimes when the US talk about these things, they also want to bring in their military. They can actually take up their threats. And sometimes it seems United Nations has nothing really to say towards the United States in that regard. There are some few states like that sometimes feel even bigger than the United Nations has. That is what some Nigerians have been saying over time. But you're saying it's an empty threat. Now, might negate what many Nigerians think at this particular time. Why are you looking at it as a threat that is very empty?
Now, the thing is, you talk about Afghanistan, and you talk about Iran, talk about probably Syria, that they have intervened in order to bring sanity to their government. But the government they attack, is it not the government that is ruling them now? You talk of Al-Qaeda, you talk of ISIS, you talk of Taliban. Is it not the government that is still ruling them? What the US did in Libya by killing Gaddafi, are the Libyans not paying for it? And so the thing is only that it is their interest, where US interest is threatened. They will always want to use war, trade war now, the coercion, and probably just like that. Okay, look at what happened in 1961 DR Congo, when an orchestrated murder through the Central Intelligence Agency took the life of Patrice Lumumba. Does that make Congo to be a very good nation? No. The thing is, whenever, Nigeria has been having, and that's what people are saying, that the leadership that we have, leadership problem in Nigeria. But now leadership problem, the leaders are trying to see it the way people wanted. They wanted to satisfy the yearnings and aspirations of the people, and that will make Nigeria to stand tall among the Committee of Nations. And when Nigeria stand up well, taking its position as a giant, then the Western world will feel threatened. All those mineral resources that are awash in Nigeria, they are in high demand in the United States of America. And they want to control those rich resources. Look at the kind of agreement, trade agreement that the US has been, signing with Asian countries, with African countries, Tanzania, Malawi, Democratic Republic of Congo. Apart, you see, as a result of the trade war, do you know that some lily-livered countries were rushing to Trump's loyalists to lobby him so that all those things will not be. But because Nigeria maintained a position, so the US is now saying, okay, you are not coming to me. Okay, let me threaten you with this.
So that to make them come.
So that you make them come. But God will help Bola Tinubu, and God will, allow him to achieve his lofty objective of making Nigeria a real country, so that democracy will be a kind of government of where the majority rule for the benefit of all. So that's exactly what is making the United States to do. That's why I say it is an empty threat. Because it's an empty threat because ordinarily Nigeria is a sovereign country. Nigeria is a country that you can mention in Africa. And the world, apart from all these things, nasty things that people are saying, apart from all these corruption and things that happens in Nigeria, if Nigeria could wash itself clean or wash herself clean of such ills, then Nigeria is a nation that when you call her name, other world will respect. You have to look at Nigeria in the 60s. So that's it. And Bola Tinubu is gravitating towards that part now, where Nigeria will actually be Nigeria. So that's it. That's why. And in a situation like that, countries like China knows, Xi Jinping knows that
the potentials the country.
Yes, he said, "Come, you don't. It's just you can't just threaten them like that. You have your own country. You have to be at you parley with them." When that trade war was made against China, China said, "Okay, no problem. We also stop from patronizing."
And they gave them lots of.
And yes, and then including stopping to buying their soybeans until it was reversed by Trump and their Xi Jinping said, "Okay, no problem. We'll trade with you and we'll buy your soybeans even for 1 year." So that's it. So that's why I say it's an empty. Those in Nigeria that are, being
scared and all that. Talking.
Those that are being scared, those that are, exuding joy, and because of this, they are naive. They don't know. Many people don't know. You see, world politics, world geopolitics transcend more than mere rhetorics that we are seeing. Many people don't know. They only know that let dollar come, let this thing come. That's why when you see many people that are rushing to travel abroad, they are just they just think of it. Okay, let me go there. They are thinking the monetary aspect of it. That when you go, they are forgetting that you cannot be there and be here. A lizard in Nigeria cannot become a crocodile abroad.
Very true.
It's impossible. If you are a pauper in Nigeria, you will also become a pauper there. The only thing is that you eat, and then because when you make the money there, you cannot spend it in Nigeria.
Definitely.
And so you have to.
Pay
And then when you are acclimatized with them for too long, the climate in Nigeria will not sustain you. That's why you see them when they come back, they come and die. Probably all this kind of. So I believe in staying in Nigeria. There are a lot of wealth in Nigeria, a lot stupendous wealth in Nigeria. I will stay in Nigeria, and together we will make the money. I believe I will also have my own wealth in Nigeria. Going there, take some holidays, and come back. And that's it.
All right. Truthfully, we all know that we have insecurity in Nigeria, and it has been happening for over time, and it has led to the statement of Trump. He and the statement he made was a conditional statement. He said if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killings of Christian, as quote as he said. But to me, let's think of it back in the years like 10-15 years ago when we had the big Chibok girls. That was the rise of terrorism in Nigeria. But till now it has now become a daily activities, like a daily bread, killing, mass burial. But why the government has not done like drastic measures to curb all this? Because we see everyday threat on killing on Nigerian citizens.
You see, me, I will start by coming to you where you said U.S. threatening Trump this thing. Who made U.S. the police of Nigeria? U.S. is U.S. Nigeria is Nigeria. Let them face their own gross of problems that are also militating against. You are talking of insecurity. Is it today that insecurity has happened all over the world? That we like it or not, you see, insecurity is a thing that will come and go. Then look at Nigeria now. It is because of the prevailing problems in Nigeria which were caused by our leaders' ineptitude and desire to have everything
to their own self.
That is, making everybody to look for any other means of survival. If Nigeria become a very good country now, all these things will just fizzle out. Now let me tell you one thing. Before, we used to call here Yahoo boys, Yahoo this, Yahoo this. Are they as prevalent as
no.
They were before? No. Why? Because last year there was an upsurge in the price of cocoa. Those that didn't even know that they can buy a bicycle were buying cars. They were building houses, and money is everywhere. And naturally, it's turned down that crime rate, all those cyber crime, all those kind of things, turned that rate down. So that's how the thing will be. Chibok girls, this, that, all those kind of things, they will naturally fizzle out as the nation is standing, as the leaders are alive to their responsibilities. So it is leadership problem that is causing all these problems. If there is stratification of the population, the dependents are adequately taken care of, the working population are adequately taken care of. They are not marginalized. If you are working and the conditions of your work is being made to be secured, you are receiving salary and you can feed your family with the salary, you can eat, you can go on holidays, and then the government is satisfying its own, why the working population is satisfying its own. Nobody will think of going into crime. Before, some from Lagos, they can ride a motorbike to Ondo. I have seen an uncle of mine took a Suzuki 120 and rode from Lagos to Ondo and back.
Wow.
Yes, he came for an holiday. He was working in Nepal, came for an holiday, finished his holiday, went back on Suzuki 120 motorcycle. Nobody can do that now for fear of being kidnapped. You are traveling in government vehicle, you can do that now. To travel from Ondo to Ife, you have to fuel your car for about 50,000 naira. And so it is because of our leaders and the way they are squandering the money. So that is exactly what is happening. If all these things were put on hold and checkmated, what's supposed to go to A is to A, what's supposed to go to B goes to B. Everything will be all right. If we have our road network in a good condition, there is enough train network, the waterways are made to function very well, if everything works in Nigeria, if the currency of Nigeria to that of a US to that of a England is a little bit, you see them coming back. Nigeria has brain, we have power, we have land, we have climate weather. Nigeria is a country that you can predict the weather. It is going to rain
today.
Tomorrow is not going to rain. This river will not overflow its bank this year.
In short, a blessed country.
It's a blessed country, but we have leaders that does not like the people. I hope you. I don't want to use words that are so harsh to our leader, because it's like we are our president now is trying to reverse
that kind of
trend. Yes. So I won't use words, because ordinarily there is no word that you use on our leaders that anybody can say no, because it is happening. How can a professor be receiving 630,000 naira and you say that professor will pray for that country? He will not pray.
Because at the end of the day,
yes, because 600,000 naira is not even enough to spend in 1 hour. How can a government say they want to give 35,000 naira and up till now they have not been given? When you give 35,000 naira today, it becomes another 6 months. How can the government negotiate a 2009 agreement and this is 2025? It has not been implemented. How can you spend 1 billion naira to set up a committee to review minimum wage, and up till now the minimum wage is not being paid? And those that they have eaten the okay, let me say snake has swallowed
the snakes keep swallowing. So you spoke a lot about the fact, and you currently were even speaking about our leaders and all that, and the fact that they don't actually like the people. Now I'm quoting a particular tweet of someone saying someone needed to put the leaders on their toes, and sometimes external influence can be welcomed, in the sense that, because though maybe when we're coming back on the break I can talk more about the issue of the genocide, but don't you think someone needed to even put the leaders on their toes to ensure they did the right thing? Because if we looked at the fact that what Trump said, we saw many leaders across nations who weren't even speaking before began to respond, talk about this, even we saw the military do 1 or 2 things at this particular time as a show of the fact that they are actually fighting terrorists. So don't you think someone needed to put the leaders on their toes to even make them rise to their duties?
Yeah, you see, when some people talk, especially nations like US, other nations catches cold, we have to welcome such a thing. But do you know that the leaders in Nigeria are putting themselves on their toes also? You see, this thing is orientation. I call it jihad of the mind, revolution of the mind. For God, I've not met, might be one of these I will meet with him, this BTO, look at the reform he's making in our correction.
One of the best ministers we have, I think I can.
So look at it, see, for the sake of, telling him that he's doing well, prisoners are going to schools now. Prisoners are going to schools. Will you tell me that one is not a leader, that he has not put himself on his toes? And if such is happening when President Bola Tinubu is president of Nigeria, he is taken as that President Bola Tinubu is the one doing it. So Bola Tinubu also is a rational human being. He has revolutionized his mind. He is determined to do it the way it's supposed to be done, so that Nigeria can be a truly nation, sovereign nation. Is it not a minister that is there that says he took a flight from Abuja to Okene to Kogi State, and Kogi does not have airport? And so thank God that that one is off now. So that's it. You see, it does not necessarily matter that anybody talks from outside. If it is from inside, even if it were to be from Burkina Faso, if it were to be Burkina Faso that is saying Nigeria with this thing, I will have taken it. But US is clear that it is their interest.
They are fighting.
They are fighting for. It is their interest. They masterminded the killing of Patrice Lumumba. They masterminded the overthrow of Mohamed Mossadegh of where is this place, and Salvador of Chile.
Chile.
Yeah. At that time, okay, is it not of Iran, Mossadegh of Iran, in 1953 and 1973. This thing. Look at what they did to Libya. Look at what they did even to Kwame Nkrumah. Even Muritala Mohammed.
We have so many like that. Here of Tanzania.
Walimo, Tanzania, Julius Nyerere, and many others like that.
All because of their personality.
So
Nigeria shouldn't trust them with
don't
anything.
let Nigeria, we see. President Bola Tinubu has said that okay, there will be the trade relationship between Nigeria and US will be cordial, but not to the extent of saying you want to bring your military to come and stop killing of Christians in Nigeria. Is it Christians only that they are killing? It's not Christians only. Yes, we know. Some people can do it to the extreme. Yes. But all these things has been from time immemorial. And with time, it will go. So that's it.
Well, let's take a break in the actual sense. This is where we'll go for Go Start. Immediately after Go Start, we come back to this discussion and discuss holistically. So please stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the show. If just joined us, it's still Daybreak Africa, and yes, it's time to return straight to our discussions for today. But first, I hope you enjoyed Go Start. I hope you did one or two things, and I'm very sure you should be taking steps towards doing something with what you've learned from Go Start so far. But then, it's time to return to our discussions for today, and we'll be looking at the USA threats to Nigeria, and we'll be looking at every factor that, surrounds these issues, the matters arising, and some of the things that leads to this whole Christian genocide and the way forward in the actual sense. And we'll be discussing with Dr. Ajisola Omojeje, who has been bringing us to perspectives on this whole issue. Before we went on the short break, sir, you talked about something. You said these issues have been happening from time immemorial, and though it's not just Christians they've been killing. But then I remember vividly well that as of 2001, a place like Jos has been experiencing things like ethnical killings, religious killings, and all that. But over time, isn't this taking too long? Talking about the fact that this terrorism and ethnical killings, religious killings that has been happening in Nigeria over time, to a point that, like you're talking about, it's going to fizzle out. When does this fizzle out come? Looking at the fact that this has been happening for far too long.
Thank you. Do you know that this happening has its roots in the 1804 jihad?
Wow.
You know. You see, the thing is, I said it is not today that it has started. And with time, it will go. It will continue to rear its head, and succeeding government will continue to maintain and manage it. It happens all over the world. It's as a result of, it will assume many dimensions, but at the end of the day, it will fizzle out. Let me just trace it down memory lane. In 1804 there had been Hausa land, Borno, Nupe, Igala, all those kind of things. But in 1804, Uthman Danfodio declared a jihad, and through that jihad, the Fulani supplanted the Hausa rulers and installed a leader that emulated other communities. But there are communities that were not conquered. So these communities falls within the Nupe, the Gala, the Doma, the Benue, the Tifi
areas.
More of the north central.
Yes, more of the north central. So now, these places ordinarily they wanted to, when they had opportunity, they took Ilorin. Because ordinarily Ilorin falls within the Yoruba hemisphere. So why what will have, you know, what will have bring about an emirship in Ilorin, that they were saying the emir of Ilorin, if not because of the fact that they want to elongate the Fulani suzerainty, and if not for the stoppage of the Fulani expedition at the Battle of Osogbo in 1840, they would have extended it into
Osogbo.
Oh, not only Osogbo, other Yoruba lands. So today now there will have been emir of Ondo, emir of Akure, emir of Edison that owe their allegiance to Sokoto. So the rest is history. You hear all this kind of thing that somebody want to dip the jihad sword in the ocean. Their intention is to take the Atlantic Ocean. So that's it. So you hear all those areas, even in Borno, that were predominantly Muslim. Borno had been Islamized since the tenure of Kanadiji and Yaji in the 9th century. But do you know that the jihad was even extended to Borno? It was extended. So all this is, it is not, so now, then it wasn't Christian, this thing, it was Muslim and other religions. But now, they were saying Christians. The citizens, whether they are Christians or Muslims or this thing, they are citizens. What they want to have is control of their region. It's not the it is not the religion. They are just hiding under the canopy of religion. Are you defending God? For God's sake, those that are worshiping Ogun, they are calling unto God, which they call Olodumare. Those that are calling themselves Christians, they are calling unto God. Those that are calling themselves Muslims, they are calling unto God. The Shintos, the Buddhists, the Taoists, they are calling unto God. Using the, and God is everywhere. The God they are calling does not ask you to defend him. He can't defend himself.
Because God was supposed to defend us.
It is God that is defending us. So why are you defending God? So when they are saying it is Christian, they are killing human beings, whether they are Christians or Muslims. And why they are killing human beings is because they want to control their community. So that's it. So for someone to now come and say we want to stop genocide because they are killing Christians, are you telling me that you want to be more Catholic than the Pope? Yeah. And that's why I said I responded to a colleague of mine through WhatsApp. I said the smiling face of a man does not show the evil that lurks with him. And that is exactly what is there. By the time they come, if they are allowed, what they will be coming is to enter into trade agreement with them. And the trade agreement is to take our lithium, our nickel, our
which
cobalt,
they not ask.
which they not ask, and rare earth element, which we are in high demand because they use it to make a lot of
phone
things.
Batteries.
Phone, yes. This a jet engine, this wind turbine, this defense guidance strategy, all those kind of, and computer, smartphones, all those kind of things. That's what they use it to make there. And it brings a lot of money into them. That's why I like this Traore of Burkina Faso.
Him just
Ibrahim
locking up the country.
That's what Nigeria is supposed to do. We don't need US. We don't need the.
So you feel President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not just even respond, just keep them off, or just
let you see, as a leader he has to respond, and he has responded well. He has responded well. But those that are saying, those that are welcoming Trump's threat, I just let them just go away. We don't need external influence. We don't need an external influence. Well, if they want to, let them come, let them help. The amount of money that has been stashed away from Nigeria to Geneva and Switzerland, to US, to England, to Germany, let them bring them back with proof. Then let our leaders be alive to their responsibilities. Let them fix education very well. Let there be research grants for God's sake. You see, academics are in panic mode now. They are in survival mode. The same brain you are thinking on how to research, and then you are using your physical energy to make way for what will come into your table, because you cannot research on empty stomach.
Oh, definitely. The fastly.
And when you are dividing the energy between researching and fending for your families, my brother, the research will suffer, because it is food first
Before any other thing.
Yes, I have children. My seller will eat, my wife will eat, my children will eat, they will go to school. So you want me to go and research on what will make Nigeria good? No, I will first feed. Because even Bola Tinubu himself, if he has not eaten, he will not come to the open and talk. He will not defend Nigeria. It's clear. There is no president, there is no leader. The Tunji Ojo we are talking, he will first eat well, and he will know that his children and family, they are eating before he can come. So let them come, let them. And nobody is saying politicians should not obtain what they are obtaining, but what is source for the goose should be source for the gander.
You talked about the fact that they should. Now, you talked a bit about even education. They should invest more in education. And I remember yesterday we were discussing the same matter, and someone came on the set and said something which was very profound. He said, the fighting against radicalism, especially in our religious bodies. And though he made it into two patterns, he said, if you look at Christianity now, Christianity has more of rascality pending to fraud. In the sense that they are always trying to collect money from you, the extremism of it. But the part of the Islam, which is very prominent, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, and he says places like Saudi Arabia are not even going to jihad kind of teachings anymore, because now they are even looking at how to develop themselves. Now look at the kind of edifice they are building in those countries. And that. Don't you think as that now, like the fizzle house you talked about, it should get to a point where even many of these messages, like what the Niger State governor is doing, Muabago, talking about the fact that some of these extremely radical messages, I don't permit it in my state anymore. In fact, all of you, both Christian, Muslim, whatever I want to preach, bring it to my table. I will check it, and before I approve it. Don't you think Nigeria should begin to practice that, especially in places where extremism is being preached in religion?
You see, I will answer like this. When you are poor, you become a rascal. Let me tell you one thing. Have you ever seen a rich man that is fighting on the streets?
No.
Those who are fighting on the street are poor people. It is poverty that makes you to think like that. If you know what will come to you at the end of the month, or probably at the end of the day, and you know what you want to invest it on, and you know what comes to you, you will not want pain to scratch you. That's exactly. That is why, you know, I said it. I said those that are fighting for the control of resources. When they control the resources, they won't fight again. Saudi Arabia will not talk about extremism, will not talk about jihad, will not talk about rascality, because they have it. So that's it. Let me tell you, look at Jesus Christ when he was alive. Where have you seen him fighting? Even when Peter drew sword and cut the... I said that even Peter is not following the example of Christ. Because why is he bringing sword?
To the gathering of the saints.
To the gathering of the saints. Why is he bringing... You see, these are things. Jesus Christ doesn't do that.
Jesus Christ only fought when he saw people buying and selling inside the church.
He did not even use words. He didn't fight. He did not fight. He said, why you don't do all these kind of things. When they asked for money, and he said, go and bring fish. They said he got the fridge and brought. See, it's a metaphoric business. They sold the fish and it brought money.
And they used to pay for the tax.
Why didn't he say John, who doesn't know how to fish? Why did he send the person that knows how to fish? Go and bring fish. Let us sell it. Take.
That means go and walk.
Go and walk. But you know, it's metaphoric. He said he brought. Is the intestine of fish? Does it generate currency? Where is the central bank in the intestine of fish? Did he kill whale? So that's it. Let me tell you, sir. It is poverty that make person to be prone to attack. If there are some time they said at the garage, they said they want to topple their government, and then they will be smoking hemp, they will be brandishing bottles and missiles of destruction. How many times have you seen that now? Go and look at Ife garage. Look at the place.
Very
beautiful. Very beautiful now. When they want to topple government, they will have, please, you have spent, okay, let's. They will just peacefully. Because all of them knows what will come to them if you go the radical way. They will push you away. That will put a mild-mannered person there. So that's it. Before, student union election used to be chaotic.
Yeah, extremely.
But what of now? When student union president knows that a chauffeur driving car awaits him, yes, he will not want to fight so that they will not put an end to unionism. So that's it. So it is poverty. That's why let Nigerian leaders remove poverty from the system. From the system. If professors are well taken care of, the judges, look at judges now. Look at judges.
They have to manipulate justice these days.
If they are well taken care of, the working population is being well taken care of, and they know, and the dependents, they are well taken care of. Nobody will look at what goes to a politician. But in a situation whereby some people are receiving 29 million naira in a month, and some people are receiving 600,000 naira, and then we are going to the same market to buy tomato, and the tomato seller will not say, because you are a professor, take your 10 bunch of a basket of tomato for 100 naira, and then because you are a politician, take it for 2,000 naira. No. So people will naturally become agitated. The Christian that you are saying are becoming radical because they want money, and that's why I said they are making a Jesus for sale now. They are selling Jesus. They are not even thinking of heaven. That's why their Bible, the Christian Bible, said judgment will start from the church, from the church. So that's it. It is poverty. People are poor. People in Nigeria are poor. The academics are poor. The working population is poor.
Very poor.
The professors cannot. You look at the kind of vehicles professors are using. For God's sake, is it the kind of vehicle that they are using? Down there, it is bicycle. This automobile bicycle that we are using now. I have my own is there. I can't even, because from my house to my place of work, 5,000 every day for fuel, and the 5,000 is not even 5 meters. So that is 100,000 in a month. How do you want me to manage it? Have children and have money. That's, you can't look at it, and you want me to be researching, so I will have to either trek or take a motorbike, and I have to be very careful so that they will not knock me down. So it is poverty. Let them just remove poverty. Let them make those who are working, let them make them happy. The radicalism will fizzle out. All this we call genocide. If people are adequately settled, nobody will see anything good in being radical. That's it.
What do you see anything good in being radical?
And that's a really lot.
And that's a really lot. Because I'm even thinking about it, that's even the truth. Because I remember that I grew up in a society where the environment I grew up in, for those that know Fadi in Lagos, I think I've said that multiple times, they fight a lot. Growing up, there's always gun here, gun there, this thing. But ever since they began to have money, the touts. The last time I went there, someone tried to slap someone, and it was the tout that said, "Come on, get out." So don't slap the person, and because they have money now, and they are being paid and all that, so they don't really work towards violence anymore. They just collect their money.
Recently, I noticed armed robbery attack has reduced in the country.
To an extent.
See, there is a man, they call him MC Oluomo.
In
Lagos,
Now look at him. If he is going abroad, he will board a first-class cabin. So do you think that man will naturally take bottle and want to smack it on another person?
He does not.
So that's it. But ordinarily, what was his position before?
Always fighting.
So that's it.
But then let's ask this. Now, China has intervened. China has spoken. China has said you can't interfere into Nigeria's politics. And now it's now glaring to the world now that, okay, this thing is not even about this sole issue of this thing, it's political. But what's your take on China coming out to stand with Nigeria at this particular time? Talking about the fact that the US cannot threaten Nigeria. Does it mean, because many people have been talking about the presidency pandering more towards BRICS. We know BRICS is Brazil, Russia, Iran, China, India, China, and I think South Africa now being part of them, and some other countries going that. Do you think Nigeria should move closer to these people than just the United States, or maybe like other countries just stand alone totally and not have any affiliations to anyone?
If Nigeria can stand alone, it will be better, because Rudyard Kipling said, if you want to see, you see the specialities of others, and if at all you want to live, you leave the witnesses. And Russell said that thinking of man is as a result of what he wants to gain. I hope you understand. He said a man is neither moved by the reason of his intellect or by his selfish desires and motives. China coming to support Nigeria, China has its own motive. US threatening Nigeria, US has its own motive. So every one of them, or each one of them, is using the tactics. Because US is threatening now, China will be mild. By the time US will be mild, China will be threatening. So that is it. So all of them, it's just like the Cold War episode when US is supporting one, and the US is supporting, and the US is supporting one, the USSR is supporting another country. All of them were, bringing their weapons of mass destruction to them, and they are buying it. Look at what France did to Biafra during the 1967 and the 1970 Nigeria-Biafra war. Ojukwu sought for ammunition from France because France supported Biafra. And you know what France did? France sold their obsolete war ammunition. And then Ojukwu had bragged that don't worry, by the time our ammunition comes, we are going to destroy Nigeria. When the ammunition comes, they discovered that it was obsolete. The one they have used during the World War, this thing is not new. That was what demoralized them. So they don't like Africa. The only thing that they are just like butterfly. They want to come suck the nectar and go. So that's it. And that's why I said I like Traore. If Nigeria can stand alone, let Nigeria stand alone. Look at what happened to Egypt. Anglo-French invasion of Egypt in 1950, is it 1956? When is it Anwar Sadat now, the president of Egypt, when he naturalized the Suez Canal, and it threatening the economic survival of both Britain and France, they launch an attack. So look at it. Yeah. Why is the United States of America invaded Guatemala at that period? Because a leftist government is threatening the fruit company of America. So they invaded Guatemala. Why is the United States of America under John Fitzgerald Kennedy wanted to deal with Cuba under Fidel Castro? Is it not because of the coming of Fidel Castro, and that brought about the coming of the war of the Bay of Pigs at that time? What of Cuban Missile Crisis? Is it not because of their interests? So our leaders should know now that it is their interest that is being threatened, their economic interest that is being threatened, that is making them to either threat or be mild in terms of their support. You shouldn't see them as true friends, but just see them as friends that you cannot run away totally with, and you cannot totally embrace.
Just arm's length friendship.
Yes. So Nigerian leaders should look at it from the fact that head we will win, tail we will not lose. That's the way Nigerian leaders should be dealing with them. That is why I said we should first revolutionize our mind. Let Nigerian leaders make citizens of Nigeria happy. Somebody said Nigerians are the happiest people on earth. Is it not Obasanjo? Yes, because when they are even suffering, they are smiling. But Nigerians are not happy. They are not even happy with the leaders. But let the leaders make Nigeria to be happy. And I'm sure, in truth and in honesty, Bola Tinubu is doing that now. God help him. Let that hope be renewed, as he has said. Abiola said he is bringing hope, but Tinubu said he wants to renew the hope. Let that hope be renewed. Let us trust our leaders. It is then Nigeria can pray for the leaders, can pray for the countries.
Definitely, when the citizens are happy, the government will be at peace.
The government will be at peace.
Because I said this because of Traore. Now, when the external forces came, they want to come to France. Yeah. The citizens were sleeping at the front of presidential villa every night. Yes. Not because they were homeless, but they were trying to protect their president.
Yes.
Being a military government. So when the citizens are happy, the government starts peace.
The government are at peace.
Well, let's take this final question actually before we just round off on this segment. Though we know you've been talking about the solutions, I'm just trying to just speak on advice, because now I'm looking at even other political bigwigs in the country, especially the opposition. They tend to, I saw Obi's statement. Atiku has not yet made a statement in the actual sense. But what advice would you have given them at this particular time? Should there be a consolidation rather than just try to score cheap political points at this particular time?
You see, Nigerian bigwigs, Nigerian leaders, even and those that are not in government, this is not the time for rhetoric. This is time for pragmatism. Let them give. The president is there already, has been there for some time now. Let them feed him with adequate information that will make the country stand. Not necessarily making Nigeria to cling to the nation. Let them talk in such a way as a true democrat, as a true national, as a patriotic Nigerian. Obi, Atiku, Kwakwanso, all them, let them talk. Let us see values and weight in whatever they feed the president. This is not the time to blame the president. This is not the time to heap blame on other. This is not the time to say, if I'm there, I will be the. No. Let them give him good advice that will make the country better, that will make the people happy, that will make the system work in such a way that no external influence will come and weigh what the path we are taking to sanity. They will not truncate it. That is exactly the kind of advice I will give to our big wigs and our leaders.
All right, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. We appreciate this discussion between the actual sense, and like you said, I just hope that this is not the time for politics. There should be more of pragmatism at this particular time, and we should work towards just ensuring that we consolidate our front as a nation and attend to the problems. And like you said, they should also give the present information that will actually help at this particular time, which is something that I think we should grow in politics in the actual sense in this country. Thanks so much, sir, for being a part of this. We actually appreciate it. But let's take sport. We take after sport. We come back on Daybreak Africa and say our goodbye. So please stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed sport. I hope you also enjoyed our discussion today. I think Josh will like sport. Josh likes sport more than I do. You know, you do sports more. I know we are in the period of the Odogu Leagues. About the Odogu Leagues. At least that's the really the tension of
everybody.
Because I know that on social media a bit so now that the football discussions are coming up more, it's relieving us of the whole
just for 2-3 days now before Friday and that tension will come when weekend comes.
But then do you agree with Omojeje when you talked about the fact that the US has their personal interest in this whole thing?
Yeah, to me, I believe and I trust or I believe in what you said, because you can't just sit down somewhere and you want to stand up and fight for someone without any personal interest, personal gain. You know, because I believe something goes for something. You know, US tells us now. US for ages, in time memorial, US have been traveling from country to another country to invade. And people, especially in African countries, they never come and live with peace. They come and live chaos in the states, in the country. And
who knows? There are reports early this year to talk about the fact that
the regency has been clamoring for a peaceful nation, giving a policy that you want everybody to live at peace. But we still don't know the mindset of everyone. No, you can see someone smiling, but don't know the hatred logged inside the mind of the person.
And I think the statements he used is what I know. Though I know that someone needs to put in Nigerian politicians on their toes, but the statements he used to me are terrible, and the invasion thing are.
But to me, the statement he used not really terrible, but that's the harsh truth. Harsh truth. The country has disgraced itself for a very long time.
I'm talking about disgracing ourselves. I think one day I will look at this issue of NFF too as well.
Yeah.
Because so if you see what NFF is doing, is a huge.
So it will boil down to the statement. Drop me that a disgraced country. So far that FIFA should have gone to the extent of putting that stadium on their website. So it's a national problem.
It's a national problem now, I know that. But we'll still look at all these things holistically on Daybreak Africa, and just hopeful, like you said, all these things will fizzle out as time goes by, and I hope, just like you said, it's just an empty threat. I just hope it's an empty threat. But we'll meet tomorrow on Daybreak Africa and Daybreak Africa. Yes, my name will still remain Ikhonede Joshua Adeji.
My name still remains Joshua Atolagbe. Bye.